Hello everybody. I am at an exciting part of the year for me. It is summertime. Yeah, I'm from that Fresh Prince era. Summertime. It's summertime. It's summertime. Now, I have had what I would consider a very successful gardening year. I have been harvesting beans and squash and lots of green leafy vegetables. It's been a blessing. I've been putting on my recipes. I harvested onion and garlic. Wow. And my leeks, I'm eating them now. It's a gift from God. And I'm finding that it has, even though food has gone up astronomically, it has reduced my actual grocery store costs, and it has also allowed me to spend more weeks in a row without going to the grocery store. I bumped up my strawberry harvest. It's just been great. My blackberry harvests were good if you saw my videos. So I mean, it really made a difference in my grocery bill. And this year, who would have known that we were going to go on quarantine and I would need to eat this food in my house? Food went up. Some items went up like 300 and 400%. Cleaning products went up. Things that used to cost $1 now cost $4. It's a lot of money. The biggest obstacle in gardening and being self-sufficient when it is an economic issue is the cost of gardening. It's ridiculous. And if you listen to these gardening channels, when they finish, you have spent up to $1,500 per tomato plant. That's not something we can afford to do. You know, God's way is the best. The last expensive thing is fertilizer. So I'm doing a series of videos where I show you how I get free fertilizer out of the garden. The products in the garden, I get free fertilizer. So I'm showing you these things, and I encourage you, even though it's not sexy, even though it's not harvesting, these are the areas where you will save money and be able to garden efficiently, even in your urban garden. Okay guys, today I'm working on what I would call a trap area in your garden. See, we are taught you cut the vegetation out of your garden, then you put it in a trash can and it goes somewhere else in the world, and in that place else in the world it is used to fertilize their stuff, and then we are supposed to buy that fertilizer back from Home Depot in the form of bags where they say they've collected the waste from the government and urban waste and they've composted it, and then we buy it back from them. Well, I'm cutting out the middleman. I am just going to compost in place my own goods today. So I've got video where I do a hugelkultur. I have a video where I make a pumpkin pit. I have a video where I take products from my kitchen and make my own liquid fertilizer. And today is the day where I'm going to do something that I always do, which is compost in place. It is summertime. I am clearing out spaces. Oh, and you guys do know that I do practice cover cropping. I'm going to show you the result of doing this last year and all the different cover crops and everything that I've done. Earlier this year, I showed you how I piled up a mixture of compost and steer manure in my planter box. This is one box here. How many of those fancy fertilizer where they spend $200 and $300 on fertilizer and buy all this compost? This is my same old compost. I didn't pull anything out. You see, this is a mature plant. And you see it has all kinds of new growth on it. And I'm eating it every day. That's my thyme. That's the soldier that's always in there. This is that thyme pot. But you see, it's happy. It's healthy, it's thick, it's lush, and it's green. I harvested these beans out of the garden. Those are bug bites, guys. This plant is now can do whatever it wants to. I ate all the beans. They're gone. I'm not worried about it. I harvested my leeks. That's why they're short like this. You see that? That's cuts. You'll see in another video I harvested them. These are nasturtiums. You see they're flowering nice and healthy. But wait, there's more. There are sweet potatoes in that pot. I like to use root crops in my pots. I don't have any rocks in my pots. I use root crops. And you see those sweet potatoes are very happy there. This is a flower. I'm growing some cucumbers. Okra. Okay. There's other little stuff, but look how that pot is full, overflowing. Everybody's growing happy, tall, and healthy. That was, you can go back and see how I take care of my pots. A $2 bag of steer manure and compost mix. One time, piled it up before I and put the seeds in the pot. Those are my beans growing in the pot. Over my bay leaf, the cucumbers are at the bottom, and as you can see, these are the older cucumbers. They are fruiting, and I have planted new cucumbers. That's a brand new cucumber from seed in that pot. So the turmeric, that turmeric is always in that pot. There's okra in there. I'll show you for the people who won't know. This is okra. This is turmeric. I eat the leaves. I do not eat the root. If I want the roots, I go buy them. When you grow food at home, be efficient. If I pull the turmeric out of here and eat it, the root, I would lose food. I've been eating these leaves for years. And as you can see, they're thicker and bigger. You can make tamales with them. My carrots are in this pot. Carrots don't need a ton of sun. See, those are my carrots. They will get big a little at a time. I eat the leaves and everything. Oh, did you see my beans? You've seen me harvesting beans from here. These beans are nowhere near ready, but I'm just showing you guys you can be effective with the cheap way. Okay, see the beans in this pot? See, there's beans on there. It's not just a pretty bush. And this is a sweet bay. So all that sweet bay you go to the grocery store and buy, I got all the leaves I need right out here. You can do this in any climate. You grow your sweet bay in a pot outside in the summer and the spring. Soon as it starts getting chilly, you just march that sweet bay into the house and use it as a house plant. It's a short day plant, so it can be in the house in long day areas. These are parsnips. I'm going to turn around and show you how tall these parsnip plants are and show you how big and fat the roots are. These are the ones I let go to flower. This is my seed for next year, guys. I'm not planting parsnips. I planted parsnips one time. You never have to plant parsnips more than once. When you saw me harvesting my parsnips, I harvested my smallest parsnips. You see that? You see that bad boy right there? Yes, that's a Southern California parsnip. That is what I let go to seed. Okay, do you see that? At the top of my head, over my head, my parsnips are 6 foot tall. Okay, so these are not wild parsnips. These are garden raised parsnips growing in the good God's green earth. Okay, so that's what I got from these techniques that I'm doing that require labor. This is my beet. Let me show you my beet. I don't eat the beet, I eat the leaves. But I'm gonna show you my beet. That's just a regular old beet, y'all. You see that? Growing on the surface. Have you ever seen a beet that size? Okay? And because I eat the leaves, it has learned that, and it is growing leaves out of more and more. My old summer squash plant, that's my new one I just planted, okay? I succession plant them because I want it just in case, you know, some don't work out. But you think this plant is just spreading wide and wide and wide. This summer squash plant now has 2 leaves, so it has grown essentially another plant. So when you look down in here, a summer squash plant will have one spot in, oh, I better take that out because that's starting to get brown. I guess it's not going to get thick. But a summer squash plant will have one root. So if you were cutting off the back of it, it should not be flowering back here still, but it still is. Okay? And it should have a main spot where it curves around, and you see right here, it's got where it's coming up at. So it has curved around and decided over here is too sunny, so it's growing towards the shade. So this is a 3-foot long summer squash. It has had no expensive food, and I eat the leaves. These leaves here, I wasn't pruning them, I was harvesting them. That's in my lasagna. Okay? Now here's that second leader coming up. This is a leader. It's now spreading in 2 different places. You see that? That's the same squash plant. And it has sent up a second lead. So it's like I have 2 squash plants in the same spot. Yeah. So I think that comes from harvesting the leaves. You know, most people leave all their old leaves and let them get disease and stuff, but I eat mine, so I guess it has less disease if you're eating it all the time. But I hope I've convinced you. That is my cosmos flower. You think that's 2 different flower plants. There's the base of it. And that is my flower plant. It fell over on the ground, and it will just bear flowers at all of these points here. Okay? So there it is. And even with it falling over on the ground, it's still 3 foot tall, but it's really probably if you add on that right there, it's probably about a 6-7 foot tall flower. This is what I'm pulling out of my garden as the plants get right and they are done. I pull them out of my garden. Well, we've all been taught to take these items and put them into our green waste bin and give them to the city and then have them give them back to us. What I do is it takes me a few years because, you know, I'm in an urban garden. See, most of my garden is concrete. I prepare a bed. Every 3 months, I prepare a new bed and it's summertime, so I have to dry these items out. And once I dry them out, then I place them in the bed that I want them in. Yeah, that's dry enough. This is my parsnip. Oh no, this isn't my parsnip. This is my endive, my chicories. And I'm just gonna take this and chop it up and put it in this spot here. Now, not to waste your time, I'm gonna show you that I've been doing this for a whole 3 months. So you see, that's stuff that I've been chopping and dropping. The stuff that I was putting at the beginning of the period over here has composted and is probably feeding these plants. So it's in there, and after these plants are finished, I will just cover it with a layer of my steer manure and compost mulch, and it'll be ready for the next. Yes, Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.